Okay, associates, we will summarize both videos and discuss the main ideas of each while comparing the two videos in terms of scientific claims that they make. We will watch which videos show appropriate scientific support, which does not, and how you can tell. Brandon Burchard video was titled How to Be Happy, Secrets to Happiness. Sonia Lubomirski's video was titled Happiness for a Lifetime. Brandon's video discussed common sense practices, and if we practice these common sense actions, these practices more ourselves, we could be happy. Brandon's video was based on the perception and acceptance of our past, which would allow us to be present and participate and be engaging in the present. Having excitement, exhibiting excitement about anything to come in the future would make us happy. Sonia's video discussed a study she performed with a group of college students who were asked to perform 5 acts of kindness over a period of time. As a result of doing these acts of kindness, did any of the participants experience happiness themselves? Which video shows scientific support? Which one did not? And how can you tell? Let's look at these 5 key points here. The first one is sound. The second one is watch out. Third is framework. Fourth is results. And the fifth is non-scientific arguments. Sound, when used in the sense of scientific purposes, means based on valid reason and procedure. Brandon talked about observations of one's past, but did not provide how the investigations of the observations were actually completed. Sonia showed scientific method. She was organized. She explained the investigation process and reported the observations. Watch out. Watch out was how I felt as I listened to Brandon's video. It set off alarms in my head. He used words like always. He made references to we, they, but he never identified who these groups were, and his references could not be checked. He talked about things, but provided no data. His video lacked scientific credibility. Sonia, on the other hand, explained about the participants in her study group. She had a controlled study group of individuals that did nothing. She had students who performed all 5 acts of kindness in one day, and then the other students were students who performed acts of kindness over the course of time. So I didn't hear anything alarming as I listened to Sonia's video. Framework. Framework explains observation and can be used to make predictions. Both videos did provide predictions. Brandon gave predictions about it being exciting, about deciding to be excited, and practicing excitement more will make you happy. Sonia's study included an old Chinese proverb that talked about happiness in married couples, and that married couples were found to be happy for a period of 1 month. However, Sonia pointed out, in fact, that she had done research herself, and other scholars had done research which showed married people were actually found to be happy for a period of 2 years versus the claim of the Chinese proverb of 1 month. Results. Brandon talked about happiness had been studied the longest throughout history, but I was unable to evaluate his claims. He didn't give me percentages, data, dates, anything on this time frame, the longest, the amount across history where these studies have been performed. However, Sonia's study did include charts which showed the impact and the results from the study participants. So her video did provide results. Non-scientific argument. That's when you take scientific information and have it inserted into a non-scientific argument to make it be believable. I felt that Brandon's video did that. It talked about social gains of having people around us, but he didn't talk about how enjoying those people made us happy. So he left out some information that didn't make it. He made a scientific claim, but didn't really support it. Sonia related to the Chinese proverb again, but at a different point of the Chinese proverb, when she talked about how helping someone was a social gain of making friends, and that having a cascade of positive social consequences when you're generous to someone else makes for happiness. So when thinking of these 2 videos on happiness, it just makes me think of and relate to, Deli Stress's here at Acme Widgets, because Different types of stress can be experienced at Acne Widget on a daily basis, from negative interactions from our environment, from daily hassles. So I'm thinking about an instance, or 3 instances actually, where I had stressful situations and I was able to manage my stress by using happiness and the power of positive thinking. So some stressful situations actually came from changes in responsibilities at work, changes in my job hours, and actually changing in management or organizational structure as a whole. But instead of succumbing to these stressful situations in a negative way, I used the power of positive thinking and was using emotion of happiness to deal with these situations. So I used stress from, instead of succumbing to the fact of the fear being caused by changes in responsibilities of my job, I exhibited self-efficacy about how the change in responsibilities gives you new skills and abilities. I was optimistic about the change in job hours. I considered how the new shift made for the opportunity to work with new people, and again, possibility to learn new things. Be hearty about changes in organizational structure at the job. So I investigated how the reassignment in the organization allowed for the company to have growth. Once I understood that, I was able to understand how I could actually contribute to the organization's growth. So by effectively recognizing and managing these 3 stressful situations, it actually made for a happier outcome, and I continued with growth in my tenure here at Acne Widgets. Thank you, associates, for allowing me to demonstrate these videos with you today.